Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi students, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to start chemistry discussion, especially the past paper discussion of 2019 A-level paper. Already I have uploaded some videos explaining 2019 A-level combined mathematics paper, and from this video I will create a playlist explaining all the questions came in 2019 A-level past paper. Now I'm not going to start the MCQ discussion. Today in this video I will explain the first structured essay question, especially the A part, right? So we will locate the 2019 August structured essay, especially the first question. In first question we will discuss only the A part in this video. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Abdul Kafur Muhammad Iklas. I am an undergraduate student at the Faculty of Applied Sciences of Southeastern University of Sri Lanka. Now, I studied the physical science stream in my A level and I wrote my advanced level examination in 2019 and got 3 C's, right? I got 3 C's, right? Okay, after that, I wrote my second shy also and I obtained B2C, right? So, nowadays, the hot news is A-level results, right? Some people have got selected for engineering faculty and medical faculty, but I got only ordinary passes and entered university, right? So, okay, now everybody talks about Allah's degree and the various things. I'm not going to explain those things. Now, obtaining this result, I entered university, right? Okay. In university, I took mainly 3 subjects. One is mathematics and chemistry and statistics, right? Now I am doing special in applied statistics. However, I was selected to follow special in chemistry also. Anyhow, according to my university criteria, I cannot do honors degree in mathematics because I didn't take maths 2, right? Now, however, I wrote my second shake also and obtained these results. But for this result, I applied for university, right? So now I don't conduct any Tamil medium classes because I studied my A level. Until my A level I studied in Tamil medium. Anyhow, I don't like to conduct any classes in Tamil medium. I am passionate about doing classes in English only, right? So already I have uploaded some videos in combined mathematics, especially explaining the past paper that I wrote, right, during my A level. Since I am a special degree student, I don't get any free time. However, during my free time, I'm going to help you, the students out there, to pursue their A level career in English medium. Because nowadays, sometimes A level English medium resources might be less. So this might be a help that I can render to the younger generation, right? So this is just like a social service, and I'm going to name this social services dissemination of knowledge, right? Okay. Now with that announcement, I'm not going to bother you by talking these unwanted stuffs. Let me start the discussion. Now you see I have my past paper with me. Now although I studied in Tamil medium, during my second shy I studied in English medium. That's why I'm passionate about doing classes in English medium. So during my second shy period, what I faced as challenge is the vocabularies because I studied in Tamil medium. When I transformed to English medium, I didn't know many vocabularies, but I did in English medium, right? So with that announcement, I'm going to start the discussion, and during my discussion I will tell you the challenges I faced and the solutions I found to overcome those challenges. Right, now part A, structured essay question. Now I hope you might have your past paper with you. Now I will not display any questions as usual. I will read the question and explain you the answer. Now first structured question, A part, first part. Now A part says, the question following are related to the elements in the second row of the periodic table. Now in the examination, reading the question and then understanding the question is very important. Each and every term words or each and every statement will tell you some hints, right? So you have to peruse at your leisure and you have to read very carefully without missing any information. Now, from the first statement itself, I'm going to extract a lot of information. The following questions are related to the elements of the second row of periodic table. So we know in the periodic table, elements, they are talking about elements, right? They are talking about elements. So elements, now elements mean elements contain the same type of atoms. Now elements are written, or in the periodic table elements are there, right? So in the periodic table elements are there in periodic table. In periodic table, we have columns and rows, right? In periodic table we have rows and columns. Now these rows are called periods, and these columns are called groups, right? So we will just look at the first 20 elements in the periodic table. Now if I write it, now right. So basically you might have studied these 20 elements in your O level also. Now we see we call this as period. Now across the along the period from left to right we have some trends in ionization energy, in electronegativity, in atomic radii. So in these properties we have some trends, and across the group also these are called columns and these are called rows, right? So these are periods and these are groups. Now we should know some trends happening or occurring across the group and along the period, right? Now this question is limited to only the second row elements, mean second period elements. We are going to focus only on these 8 elements, right? Okay. Now continuously if you read, write the symbol of the element in the space provided in answering part 1 to B. And they have bolded the term symbols. So we don't want to write the complete name of the element. We just want to write the element symbol only. Symbol means this K, this Ca, this Li, this Be. These are called symbols of element. Symbols. We don't need to write the complete name, right? Okay. Now, the first question says, identify the element that has the highest electronegativity. Disregard the noble gas, right? Okay. So they are asking about electronegativity. Electronegativity. Now, if you want to know about electronegativity, so going to the answer is very simple. So you might have known about the electronegativity series, that is focal NBr ISCPH, right? So this is the electronegativity series. Now fluorine, oxygen, chlorine, nitrogen, bromine, iodine, sulfur, carbon, for phosphorus and hydrogen, they are same. So normally we say 2.1. Okay. Now you see, so in this direction electronegativity decreases. So we want to check lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and fluorine and neon. So normally for noble gases we don't define any electronegativity. It is not equal to 0. It is very less. We don't consider. Normally we say when we discuss. That's my color. I'm sorry, I was seeking for this red color marker. Now, right, now I already told you along the period and across the group we have some trends. So as far as electronegativity is concerned, now along the group electronegativity increase. Electronegativity means what? The ability to attract electrons, right? Attract electrons. Now this is the definition of electronegativity. Now for each and every element we have electronegativity scales in Pauling, right? So in Paulings we have electronegativity. For example, for fluorine that is 4.0, for this is 2.1, and for lithium 1.0, 1.0, for this 0.1, here 1.5, 1.5, 2.0, 2.5, 3.0, 3.5. So if you look at the differences between the elements in the the second period, that is 0.5, and here this is 1.2, 1.5, 1.8, 2.1, 2.4, 2.7, right? So if you look at the difference between the elements in the third period, that is 0.3, right? So you don't want to remember everything. No, it should be 2.5 and 3.0. Okay, so 2.5, 3.0. I'm sorry. Right. So actually, you don't want to remember the values for all the elements, right? But if you can remember, that is okay. But by remembering this series, you can easily come to the answer. Now you see fluorine. So fluorine is the most electronegative element. So for the question, the answer is first one. Sorry, for the first one the answer is fluorine. Okay, now you see, if I write the electronegativity of elements in Pauling scale, now you should know for phosphorus and hydrogen that is 2.1, you should remember that, and for fluorine the maximum Pauling scale is 4.0, so 4.0, then this is 2.1, so for phosphorus also you write 2.1. Now starting from here 1.0, then 4, you just add 0.5 for between the adjacent elements, right? So 1.0, 1.5, 2.0, 2.5, 3.0, 3.6, 4.0, likewise. And here you see across the group it decreases 2.1, 1.0, 0.9, likewise. Okay, right. Now continuously if you read, identify the element, and they have told to disregard the noble gas, because for noble gas they don't involve in chemical reaction. For that, that is zero, almost zero, right? Almost zero means not equal to zero. We have just rounded to zero. Okay, right. Now identify the element that has an allotrope which conducts electricity. Now for the second question, they are talking about allotrope. For the second question, they are talking about allotrope. Now allotrope means different forms of same element, right? For example, the famous example is carbon. For carbon we have graphite and diamond, fullerene and graphene, right? So you know, we have since childhood we have studied that graphite conducts electricity, and graphite is a allotrope, is an allotrope of carbon. So they are asking, identify the element that has an allotrope which conducts electricity. Mean for the second one the answer is carbon. Okay, now we will look at the third question. Identify the element that forms the monoatomic ion largest in size. This should be a stable ion. Now, this question is related to atomic radius. Let me erase all of things. and we are interested only in the second period element. Writing. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon. Okay, now they are talking about ions. Now neon cannot form any ion, right? So here we can form cations. From here we can form cations, and from here we can form anions. Now you should know, if you take an atom, from the atom we can form anion or cation. Now when we compare the atomic radii, for anion the atomic radii is greater than the atom. If you take for example sodium and sodium plus. So sodium's atomic radius is atomic radius of sodium is greater than the sodium plus cation, because it has removed one electron from the outermost shell. Now for cation that will be lesser than the individual atom, right? So you see now here lithium plus will be formed, beryllium 2 plus will be formed, boron 3 plus will be formed. Now we don't need to compare this carbon, right? Because it doesn't involve in ionic bonds, because it can only share electrons, right? And form covalent bonds. So when we want to compare ionic radii, we have to compare the elements that can form anions or cations. Now if you see, already we know from the atom. Now we have to find out the element that forms the largest ion. Largest ion means it should be an anion, because from the element, if we form an atom, if we can make an anion only, the atomic radii will be larger than the atom. So here N3 minus will be formed, N3 minus, or 2 minus will be formed, F minus. Now you see here, now we have to compare. Now definitely comparing with the individual atoms, the atomic radii of anions will be higher. Now we have to find out of these three anions whose atomic radii, ionic radii will be higher, right? Okay. Now to compare that, now we will write down the E over P ratio. Now here you see we will have 7 proton, but since nitrogen has accepted 3 electrons, there will be 10 electrons. This is not writing, I'm sorry. 10 electrons. Here we will have 7 protons. And here we will have 8 protons and 10 electrons. Why? Because oxygen has accepted 2 electrons. And here we will have 9 protons, because the atomic number of fluorine is 9. So for atoms, atomic number will be equal to number of protons, that will be equal to number of electrons. But for ions, that is not the case. Atomic number is equal to number of protons, but that is not equal to number of electrons, because if it is an anion, the electrons number will be higher than the atom, and if it is cation, the number of electrons present in the cation will be lesser than the parent atom. Okay, right. Now here we have 10 electrons. Now this is like this. You see, now in the nucleus we have 7 protons and 8 protons here in oxygen and 9 protons in fluorine. But around the nucleus we have the same number of electrons, 10, 10, 10. Now you see, there will be an attraction between this electron and proton. You see now, around the nucleus there are 10 electrons, 10 negative charges. But here we have 7 positive charges. In oxygen 8 positive charges. Here 9 positive charges. So these 9 positive charge, now these 9 protons will attract the 10 electrons more towards the nucleus. So definitely the fluorine's radius will reduce. But here the effect is very when compared to fluorine, the effect of attraction is less. So here when compared to fluorine, the atomic radius of oxygen will be, the ionic radius of O2 minus will be higher. But here we have 7 protons, but here we have 10 electrons. So 10 electrons are attracted by only 7 protons. So here atomic radius will be high because the attraction, when attraction means, let's say in the middle we have 7 boys, and around the 7 boys there are 10 girls. Now in the case of nitrogen there are 7 boys and they are pulling the girls towards themselves. Okay, but here if we add another boy, then the gap between the boys and the girls will be less, which means the atomic radius reduces, right? Okay, so here out, if you consider this scenario, the atomic radii will be higher in nitrogen. So the answer for that question is nitrogen. Okay, now fifth question, identify the element that has the highest ionization energy. So you know how to draw the trend of ionization energy of second period elements. This is like this, right? So in the apex we have neon, right? Neon, right? Because why? Neon has noble gas electronic configuration. It is completely filled. Its outermost shell is completely filled. If you want to remove one electron from the outer shell, we should provide more energy. So the minimum amount of energy required to remove the loosely bound electron from the gaseous state atom is called ionization energy. So for that the answer is clearly neon. And sixth one, identify the element that forms mostly electron deficient trigonal planar covalent compounds. So this is also very simple. So electron deficient means, so there should be 8 electrons in the second orbital, because we have the maximum principal quantum number of second period element is n is equal to 2. So now if it is nucleus, this is first and this is second. Now here you see in boron we have, so bare boron 5, right? So the electronic configuration is 2, 3. So here we have 2 electrons, here we have 3 electrons, right? So what will happen? Now you might have studied about BF3, right? So BF3. Now here fluorine has satisfied octet rule, but boron has not satisfied because it has only 6 electrons in the outermost shell. But electron deficient, but this is stable, right? But this is stable. So they are asking, identify the element that forms mostly electron deficient trigonal planar covalent compound. Now this is covalent compound. So boron has shared 2 electrons with fluorine. Now you see fluorine. So fluorine can share 1 electrons to form a single bond. So here we will have fluorine. Then here also we will have fluorine. Here also we will have fluorine. So this is boron. BF3 is here. So we should have 8 electrons in the outer shell of the second period elements. But here in boron we have only 6. So we should have 8. So electron deficient means we have lack of 2 electrons. However, it is stable. So the answer is boron. I hope you might have understood this question. And if you cannot read the letters that I have written here, I'm really sorry, because the marker is also not working. And we will meet in another video with the explanation of the B part of the same question. Thank you. Bye.